Hi, everyone. It's the Friday Coven, and I am Enchantress Shane. And welcome. That is not, I see what happened here. I see. That is not the title of what we're doing, but it's up. So maybe let's see who shows up because of it. All right. So I have a workshop as a student all weekend in the city. I have not done that in over 2 years. So I'm like, oh, kind of freaking out. In the meantime, today I'd like to focus on trust. And the reason being that I'm really just seeing how important that is. It's like the crux of everything. So why don't you first say where you're watching from? I haven't quite figured out. Oh, yes, I could do this. What's up, Queen Darius? Hola. So I work with people. I have people in my world, and I'm a behaviorist. So I notice things. And I want to say that my intention is to give you more freedom, more liberation, more power. What's up, Yvonne? Tampa, Puerto Rico. Oh, such sunny places. And what I have come to notice is because I'm hyper aware, right? So I give you this information so that you can be hyper aware for a minute about yourself and then integrate it and then live your life in a more pleasurable way. So the Nice Guy Workshop, the Trust Club, and listening to some podcasts yesterday, what I noticed, and in many podcasts, is that there's this underlying apology in the way people are sharing, in the way people are speaking. And I was in kind of like I was in a cranky mood yesterday. And my radio isn't working in my car. So I was like, let me learn. I love learning. I said, that'll turn me on. It'll be exciting. And I got in the car and I was putting on some podcasts. And if you don't know already, I'm obsessed with human design. So I was listening to some human design podcasts, and several of them were like, let me give you some examples. So the women were saying, I'm giving you my opinion, take what you want, leave the rest. I am in no way telling you what to do, but I'm sharing my opinion. Like there was all this qualifying that was going on. And I listened for a while and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And then I skipped to another one, and another girl, it didn't even sound like a woman, it was a girl, was like, she had really good information, but the subtext and the context of what she was saying was like, it sounded like a question. Everything she said sounded like a question. So so I came home and I wrote down a bunch of notes on my little cardstock paper. And but I'll talk about it first. It's like, when you trust yourself, when you have conviction, when you speak something with very few words, it is super vulnerable. And if you had an over powerful adult in your life as a kid, you learned really young to say a lot of words so that you don't really say anything. And it's a coping mechanism to not get in trouble. And getting in trouble could have been like a smack across the face, or you get punished, or you get yelled at. And so little boys and little girls that got in trouble by some powerful adult learn that if they say a lot of things, they'll create this false safety around them that sometimes would work. And people carried that on into adulthood. Now, I pick up on it really quickly because I have it. And in fact, I still have people pleasing that comes up for me. And in fact, I still want everybody to like me. And I still have fear about getting on a stage and doing something. And last night there was an open mic and I went, and it was so expressive. And yours truly did not get on the stage, and so it's like building a track record of trusting yourself takes risk. Like you have to be able to take a risk and say to yourself, no matter what happens, I did the thing. And that is super vulnerable. So yesterday we had show and tell. That's the title you see here. And I wonder if I could change it, probably afterwards. Oh, no. So think about the last time you did something that was risky. Maybe you just jumped on a plane and you went somewhere. Maybe you jumped up on an open mic. I don't know what other risks. I think of self-expression risks, but maybe you jumped out of an airplane, or you asked somebody out on a date, or you told somebody that you were attracted to them. No matter what it is, it's a risk. And that risk, even if it's a rejection or a failure, you still did the thing. And if you do a bunch of those things, you build this track record, and then you learn to trust yourself. And even if there's a piece of you that says, well, I didn't exactly do it, or and you don't give yourself credit for it, you should know that that part is a perfectionist. And actually at the core of everything, if there's not a way where you can find gratitude, or a way of like, oh, I actually did a part of what I wanted to do, then you'll never give yourself credit, and then you'll never do more things. So I want to share that last night, I was so proud that I even left the house, but there was so much amazingness. There was singing going on and dancing, and people were freestyling, and there were 3 great musicians on the stage. And I have this Motley Crue story that I'm working on, but it's not good enough yet. And I didn't want to tell it again, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't even resistant. I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing it. And I let it be. And then I got home, and on the way home, I was like, what a missed opportunity. And I don't regret it, but I want to give myself accountability by saying it out loud. And that is what I'm most obsessed about, is creating accountability to trick yourself into doing the thing that you really want to do anyway. And so trust is reciprocal. If you walk around like you don't trust people and you want to work on that, then trust people. Do little things that you can create that help you to trust. And by that, you can put yourself out there. So if you're watching on the replay, or if you hear live, like, what does that mean to you? Put yourself out there. For me, it means something to do on the stage. And this is a stage. And it could be a piece of art that you have hanging up. It could be, I mean, these are what I say, but there's a risk in trusting people. And so asking for feedback is a huge risk, because the risk is what? You could be rejected. Somebody could say you're an idiot. Somebody could be like, yeah, I don't like it. But here's the secret. Everything, every art, every business, every opinion, every statement is subjective. There is nobody that can say that sucks, or that's not good, that is good. Nobody. Now, if you want the rest of the world to like you, join the club. I'm in that club. It's brave to get people to not like you. It's fucking brave. I don't know if anybody's watching the Johnny Depp. I've got stuck a little bit here and there. Johnny Depp is, I guess, getting divorced. He was married to this woman, and all of their stuff is out there. And this woman was abusive. And they're putting all their stuff out there. And I actually don't know why. Like, does anybody know? I'm not, like, why is their divorce being publicized? But that is super vulnerable. And he's, these are famous people. And so now we're going to see them in the picture that they were painted. and they have to be okay with it, hopefully, right? So if you think about, celebrities, like we put them on a pedestal, we want them to be perfect, we want everything to roll out the way we think it's supposed to be, but it's drama. We don't really know what these people are like. We don't really know what's happening in their world or how they think of things. And so it's the same thing with us. We hold other people in this high regard. Like things have to be a certain way. I want them to be a certain way. You could see it when people watch TV shows and then they see the celebrity in person. They don't address the person by name. They address them by their character name. So we project all this stuff on what's supposed to be, and we do it to ourselves. I do it to myself, right? Not going up there for open mic, and not even in a strange place, but like in my house, in the brewery. And it's true, there was a lot of spoken word last night. So that's where, oh, okay. Hey, Jenny, what's up? So they're suing each other for a huge amount of money, but why is it being publicized? Like a lot of people get divorced, a lot of celebrities get divorced, but this is like a trial. I don't know. I'm curious. I never even thought about it. Yeah. So yesterday we did our show and tell and for visionary women, and it was amazing. Everybody got vulnerable. Everybody got what they came for. And we're going to do it once a month. And there were so many women that were like, oh, I want to come. I can't do it this time. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But there were also a bunch of people who were like, I'm too embarrassed. I don't want to show what I'm making. It's not ready yet. And it's like, if you can get to a place where you trust yourself enough to pick the right space to show your stuff off in, that is the best way to do it. So if you agree that there's a risk in trusting, say yes. I know that's kind of a funny sentence. If there's a risk in trusting, say yes, type yes. Yeah, I don't know either, Yvonne, like publicity, they're getting publicity, but I can't imagine. Okay, cool. Thanks, Yvonne. I can't imagine that they would, like, why would they agree to it? I don't know. I guess I could do some research. So here's the thing about learning to trust yourself and learning to trust. Yes, Jenny. And you've been growing so exponentially with this. Jenny is an artist, and it's been beautiful to see you go from like, I don't want to show my art, to then like putting it out. So finding a community where it's safe to take risks because you watch other people show their stuff. That is number one. Number two, make sure you know how to celebrate yourself for every teeny tiny little step. Make sure you celebrate. I can't say that enough. Every teeny tiny little step. Because if you don't celebrate, if you don't bring your gratitude, or you're like, oh, I did a thing, then the psyche, the ego is like, you didn't even do the whole thing. Shut the fuck up. Like, it just makes it not count. And then you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to do it again. And then the third piece is talk about your thing, whatever your thing is, to everyone. Even if you're at like a store and someone says, hey, what's new? You can say, I'm working on a new piece of art. It doesn't even matter if they're like, okay, who cares? Saying it out loud puts it in the universe, and maybe they're listening and maybe they're not, but it's more about your practice for saying something out loud that you're working to trust yourself on. So for a while, and maybe we'll go back to it, I was working on a movie with a friend. And anybody that was like talking to me for anything, I would say, oh, I'm making a movie with my friend on brotherhood. And Justine and I were out and about, and anybody would talk to us, we would say we're making a movie on brotherhood. So now I've created this buzz. What's up, Julia? Yo. And when people see me, they ask me about it. Now, we have not stopped working, but we're not actively working on it. So maybe we're in the discovery phase. We can call it that. But now that I've planted these seeds and I've spoken about it to all these people, first of all, now I have built-in accountability. Second of all, people are thinking about me and what I've shared. And if something comes up where they want to connect me to somebody, or they want to connect somebody to me, that might be the thing I need in order to keep me motivated and to take another action step. So these are 3 ways to, what's up, Tom? To really create success, but also to learn to trust yourself. Now, you might be watching this and being like, I trust myself. But if you don't take risks, you don't put that to the test. And when you put your trust to the test, and everybody could do that, right? Let's say you, okay, here's a perfect example. So I've been waking up and drinking celery juice every day. And then just now I drank a juice. There was spinach in it and even asparagus and ginger. What else? A couple of pomegranates, like weird stuff. Now I've been sharing in a health group that I'm doing this every day for 40 days. I'm doing that and a Kundalini practice. Now, in the agreement, if I skip one day, I have to start over. Now, do I trust myself? I've fallen off healthy things before, but now am I willing to hope, trust, and take action that I will be successful? There's a part of my brain, there's a part of my voice that's like, you're not going to do it. You always fuck this up. Don't even try. You're going to be disappointed in yourself anyway. So quit while you're ahead. Is it conscious? Now it is, because I've turned up that voice so loud. But if you don't give yourself that's why I love challenges, because that's when you put yourself to the test. And that's when you say you kind of make this agreement of like, holy shit, I'm going to do something that it's just a little expansion oil. I'm going to do something where if I fail, I'm going to be really mad at myself, or I'm going to like lose even more hope that I'm going to be healthy. Now, I got to say, I've been doing great with the celery juice. I've been doing great with this Kundalini practice. I went back to Pilates today and I'm just like really doing it. You know, even I got a burrito, which I love. I didn't eat the whole thing. I ate half and I ate half the next day. And I'm not pushing or trying. I'm just doing things slowly. So that's where there's a risk. That's my kind of risk, where I speak out loud what I'm doing, which I just did right now. So Tom, if you're here, do you have anything to say about what I'm sharing? Engage in the conversation. So what are you wanting, or what are you currently working with that feels like a risk for you? Let me see what else I wrote in my little notes here. That's about it. Put yourself out there. So social media is perfect for this shit because it's here. You could go on, make a live right now and be like, I'm going to do 11 days of yoga in a row, or I'm going to do 11 days of writing in a row. They say it takes 40 days to create a new habit. So like, are you up for that? Because the risk is you'll be disappointed in yourself. Yuck. We don't want to do that. By the way, I'm playing with Palo Santo. And the other piece I just want to share is that if this is something you want to work with, this is the kind of thing I do with clients. I had a client, she's amazing. I've been working with her for a long time and I've seen her life go like, whoop. She did a 10-day TikTok challenge. And the cool thing that came out about that was she felt super confident. She started a challenge and finished it. And she was really funny. And so getting attention for doing silly things really pleases the inner child in us, like the little boy, the little girl in us. Oh my God. I got answers here. Okay, good. That's like, let's do something new, sparkly and shiny. Now, I like to split up the inner children into different ages so that my little inner girl, she is very happy. My inner teenager, she's such a bitch. She's really hard to please. It's really a lot to work with her. And she can be in charge without me realizing for weeks at a time. She's super judgmental. She can be nasty. She doesn't have any patience. And she's like, this is stupid. So when I sit down to do my Kundalini practice, I'm in a program and the teacher gave us a challenge to do it for 40 days. I have these gremlins in my mind that are like, you're not even doing it right. Why are you bothering? This isn't going to be a lifetime. And then I have another voice that's like, oh, maybe you're a Kundalini magician. Maybe this is the thing that's going to save you. And regardless, it's like a 4-minute process. And I'm doing it every day. Doesn't matter what's happening in my head. It's about the actions taken. So here's a clue that it's time to take action. If you hear yourself repeating the same stuck story to multiple people, take some action. Add the next piece of drama to the story. Put a date on something, do something that like shakes it up. Because, and this is actually the reason I became a born again journaler. I was in Israel, I don't even know how many years ago, over 10, probably 15, I don't even know. And I had this like language barrier with the waiter. And in Israel, it's amazing. When you sit down, instead of bread, they give you like olives, hummus, to heat, like 10 little plates of shit that all tastes amazing. And then it was time to order food. And I was like, oh my God, can I just pay for this? Because I'm full. I don't want to order anything else. And I there was definitely a language barrier, but the waitress was like, and I was like, did she do that because I'm American? Like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to order food. I wasn't going home. So it was a confusing thing. Anyway, every other person I met the rest of that day, I was telling this story to. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's so, ugh. And I got a journal and I told the whole, maybe, I don't even know what the journal looked like. Oh, that'd be cool to find it. And then I just retold the whole story, let it out of my head, let it out of my vernacular, and then kept moving. Yes, Julia, thank you. That's a beautiful quote. Okay, creating new work offerings and full expansion. Amazing. The whole New York City, North Carolina thing. Great. Thank you for sharing. It's so good. That's the thing. Well done, Elisa. Just saying it out loud. That's the piece. Like keeping it a secret. Okay, no, Tom, you have nothing to share. Tom, I challenge you. Where do you want to take a risk in your life? Do you want to drink more water? Like you can make it really simple. I tend to know very like people who are creative and like we want to take over the world. So it's never usually that simple. But a lot of times what it is about this risk is you can't do it alone because your mind, our mind, the way our bodies and minds work is that we need support. Because even if you take a risk by yourself, the next step, like the contraction, will end up being long. And it's way more efficient to get support, to get help, to invest the time, the money, the energy in getting someone to do it with you in the best way. Oh, and I also want to tell you, oh, Elisa, and for anyone else, hi, Connie. Oh my God, Connie, I've been writing a message to you in my head all day. I will write to you after this. Score mentors. Oh my God, Elisa, I can't believe I didn't tell you. They are free mentorship. Oh my God, this is going to be famous. Score mentors. Boom. They're all over the globe. And they are retired entrepreneurs who work for free. And the one that I have is amazing. He's just amazing. And they'll help you get your shit together in business, everybody. So that's one thing. Of course, or you could spend money, but trusting yourself to pick the right person. So risk and trust really go hand in hand. Oh my God, that is so funny. No, Connie. Score. It's funny. I worked at Scores for a minute. I have this song in my, what happened to the music? So SCORE, I don't know what it stands for. Small business help. Boom. These people love being entrepreneurs so much that they retire and then help people. It's amazing. They're amazing. My SCORE mentor, I met him back when I was still running Your Beautiful Child, and he's so supportive. He might sign on. That would be nice. Mark Goldberg and his wife Mim, they're both amazing. They're amazing. So yeah, I have no more notes on this page. Let's see, what else do I want to share? And then I have to get ready to go. And Connie, oh, the admin assistants. Oh, I don't know. Connie. Oh, I don't remember. I think that's the only one that I really know. Afua was they're overseas. Oh, Upwork. That's where you just hire people, but go to SCORE Mentor first. And it's really fun. I really love referring SCORE mentors because they get it. They just get it. You know, they've been in it for 20, 30 years. They're not like, oh, and they're up on their game. They know how to use the latest shit. They're not all overseas. Elisa, Upwork.com is just a platform where you hire people. I like hiring women overseas. I can have them do more hours. You know, it's more cost effective. And you pay them through that site. So they're getting paid according to what's right in the area they live in. Yeah. All right. If anybody has any questions, you can put them in the comments. And if you're interested in working with me, I'm only taking one-on-one clients right now. And so shoot me a message. You can just say like, I'm curious about working with you, period. All right. I am off to the city to do a 3-day workshop. Oh my goodness. So I'm pretty excited about it and also like nervous. Yvonne, thank you for staying and hanging. And Connie, you'll be hearing from me in a moment. And yeah, thanks for showing up for the Friday Coven. And yeah, I invite you this weekend even to take a risk, like maybe to do one of these things that I mentioned, or to make yourself a live video. If you're not already in my group, the Enchantress Society, we have an upgraded name. And then the Relational Embodied Intimacy group is for men and women. And then if you're, I definitely will. She is sharing the space with Charles. I don't know. I don't even know what the room's going to be like, but I always think to myself, like when I go to a workshop, oh, it's going to be a quiet little circle. I know it's not going to be a quiet little circle, but we will be sitting on backjack. So it won't be like an auditorium, but I have no idea, you know, so I'm excited and nervous and it's a long freaking day. So, yeah, let's close out and take a Shabbos breath together. Let all your air out. Hold it. And exhale. Oh, that feels good. I'll tell you what, I could probably just take a nap and rest, but I'm not going to do that. All right, everyone. Thanks, Gregory. Thanks for the art. I love that you brought it. You sent it. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend and Shabbat Shalom. Bye.